Welcome to Knowledge Sharing Video by Nagaraj Patil.
In this session, we are going to see flow mill reference tool method. So whenever you do roughing and rest roughing with the bigger cutters, there will be material left behind in corner and in blends. That time you have to use flow mill reference tool method. So before proceeding towards flow mill reference tool, we need to see what will be the minimum radius of the corner, so that you can decide the diameter of the finishing tool. For that, I will use one of the method menu analysis geometrical properties. You can use different type of methods. There are several methods. Whichever is convenient to you, you can use. In this example, I am taking this geometric properties as is. When I keep a cursor on top of a surface, it will show me the minimum radius. It is 4.2. Blend, if I see 4.9, 7, 4.2. It means minimum radius will be 4.2. Then I have to go for finishing cutter of diameter 8 or lesser than 8. Create operation. Select flow mill reference tool method. Select your cutter. Go for create cutter. You can select it from this tool subtype. Now I will retrieve from library. In milling, I will go for ball mill. If you know the library reference, you can specify. Otherwise, you can select from the list. I have selected my final cutter and I have to select my previous cutter. Wherever that previous cutter has left behind the material, there exactly this small cutter will go and remove the material. You can see in the image that big cutter is my roughing cutter, which is shown in a image, and the small cutter, which now this whatever ball mill I have taken, that it will go in the corner and it will machine. You have to use the software intelligence and need to find a minimum blend, minimum corner radius. Why it is important to find minimum radius and corner radius? Because we need to achieve all the corners, all the surfaces should be finished. So for finishing, it is mandatory we have to know the corner radius. Corner radius will help you to choose diameter of the cutter, and a blend will help you to choose minimum corner radius of the cutter. Here I will show you, there is one option in analysis, NC assist. So you need to select this NC assist. Here I wanted to see what will be the minimum blend. You can see minimum corner here, minimum blend here. I will show you minimum blend for this particular operation. Select blend, select all the faces by dragging, and you need to specify the vector. I am specifying this vertical z direction. You need to give the range from where to where you want to look. So I will keep as it is by default -52 plus 50 and save colors when on exit. Analyze geometry. After analyzing the geometry, if you want to see the value of the minimum radius, you can click on information. This pop-up window will come. Deep blue color is having 4.22, green color is having 4.392, and cyan color is having 5 mm. So it means the minimum blend is a blue color in nature. We can find on the component, it is 4.22. So now it means I have to take a cutter which is having corner radius which is equal or less than 4 mm. I will go for the tool 8 mm ball mill, and I need to take reference tool which is I have used previously. So that will be 16 end mill. sometimes this overlap distance plays a very important tool to match the surfaces. So 0.5 mm it will get overlapped with the previous toolpath which is generated. Steep angle 60 degree I kept, so this decides whether the region is non-steep or steep region. So whenever there is a non-steep which is more than 60 degree, then it will be treated as steep cutting region. So when it is non-steep, the pattern type is zigzag, follow periphery, zig. Depending on your shape, you have to specify. Right now I will keep zigzag. The cutting direction is mixed I kept. So bidirectional cutting it will happen. Up mill and down mill simultaneously happen. If you don't want, you can change whether you want clean cut or conventional cut. These two deals with up mill and down mill. Now I kept mixed. So step over will be your after one pass, second pass, how much shift it has to do in horizontal direction. So that is nothing but step over. Sequencing we kept as inside out. So first it will start from inside, it will go towards outer direction. You can change it depending on your need. So inside out you can keep, outside in you can keep. Right now I kept inside out alternate. Whenever there is a steep region comes, you want a zig. Z level zig means one direction. If it is cutting here, so every time it will go like this and it will cut. I don't want this, I want Z level zigzag, so that there will be non-cutting moves less. Here we have to give a depth per cut. I will give depth per cut as 0.15. It all depends on what is the diameter of the tool and the type of material which you are machining. So go for geometry, and if you want to specify only this much region only, if you are interested, then specify in cut area. Sometime you want to do a local program, then you have to specify trim boundary. If you want to keep some material in a corner, that time you need to specify part stock. Here I am treating this particular flow mill reference tool method as finishing, so I am not mentioning any part stock. You need to mention tool axis, as I am doing a 3-axis one, so Z axis is okay. You have to specify feed and speed. Sometime if you are given feed and speed which you have set in machining data, that time you need to click. Right now I have not set any machining data for this particular cutter 8 mm diameter, so this will not be suitable option now. So I would need to specify spindle speed. For 8 mm ball mill, just I will take example like 8000 rpm or 4500 rpm depending on your type of cutter. Here I will use speed as 950. And sometime if you want to control your rapid motion, so then you need to convert it to G1. From here you can change it from G0 to G1. So whenever you take output, automatically that will come in G1. And feed rate you need to mention like 8000 mm per minute. In more option, whenever it is first cutting, 80% I will give, so that I can have control, more control. Later I will go for strategies. If I want to extend it edges, I can extend by specifying this value, and you can mention in mm, 1 mm you want to extend it. If you want to have multiple passes, so more material is there, then you have to specify here. If 2 mm material is there, mention 2. So every time how much material you want to remove, that you can mention in by clicking on this. 2 mm if you keep means, if you give increment value 0.25 means every time it will remove 0.25 up to 2 mm. Right now I am considering there will be no material, so I will keep as it is 0. Smoothing option, if you want to turn on, you can keep it here. This will avoid your jerk movement. So if you want, you can keep this thing. And also radius 0.5 if you want to mention, you can specify. This will be the radius of your tool path which is generated. You can specify bigger values for smooth flow of the cutter. Then mention in non-cutting moves smoothing operation, whenever there is a adjacent tool path which is there, if you don't want to lift the tool to a safer distance, if you want to go to the adjacent tool cutting path, that time you have to turn on this smoothing option and you can have control over here. So maximum stopover, if it is more than 100%, then your tool will lift to a clearance distance, then it will engage in next tool path region. If it is below that one, then it will take like a green color, you can see tool path, like that you can have. Avoidance, if you want to specify from point from where it has to come, from where it has to return, that you can mention. Go home point we are not mentioning because in post processor we are giving that G28 Z0, G28 Y0, G28 X0, like that we are giving, or G53 Z0. It depends on the controller type. If it is a cinematic controller, then super home, like those you in by default in post processor it is there. So as we are doing finishing operation, we have to keep tolerance finishing 0.1 km. If you want to reduce the tolerance, you can reduce. So check option always you keep on for safety purpose, so that it will, whenever there is a collision, it will not generate tool path in that region. In image you can see if that shank or holder is touching to this vertical column, that time it is skipping that region, and wherever it is collision free, there it is generating a tool path. So it is always try to keep these options on, so that your cutter will be safer in nature. If you keep this check safe clearance 3 mm, means your tool path will be generated 3 mm away from the check is nothing but a fixture or a jigs or any clamping material you have considered. At the end we need to generate the tool path, so it will recognize wherever that bigger cutter has not went, that region only it will generate the tool path. You may observe in the corners it has made a tool path. Verify this. 3D dynamic. I will keep this animation speed less. If you want to IPW resolution fine, you can keep it. Play. Now you can see wherever there is a material, there exactly it is moving and it is machining. Like this you have to do corner machining by using flow mill reference tool.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel.